Good evening to all my cool cats and cuties out here. Tessa here, and this is my Let's Play of Connected Hearts. So you play as this main character guy right here. His name is Gary, and we don't know who the three characters you run into, or which girl is the one that talks about a promise. I mean, there's only two girls, but I'm honestly going to take it as this girl here just because of the fact that she's frowning, he's frowning, and he's frowning, and she's the only one smiling. So We'll see. We'll see where this goes. An unknown place full of faces I can't identify. A tender smile directed at me. My lips say something that I cannot remember. I only know that it's different from silence. Then my vision gets covered by smoke. A part of me is incinerated. Not my body, but my soul. Something was lost, without hope of ever coming back. And yet, I don't have the slightest idea what it was. I suddenly opened my eyes, completely confused. That strange dream forced me to wake up. I guess I could call it a nightmare, but it still doesn't feel right. It was different. Rather than a bad dream, I felt like I was watching a movie with characters, a climax, and an ending. However, there wasn't a beginning. Everything came out of nowhere, as if I had just missed the first act of a play. Sadly, just after waking up, I had already forgotten almost all of it. Only my confusion and interrupted sleep are evidence that it ever happened. It embarrasses me to confess it, but I was never good at remembering my dreams. Anyway, there's no point in thinking about it now, anymore. After taking a couple of seconds to clear my mind, I lazily look at the clock. It says 6:58 in the morning, and in just 2 minutes, the alarm will ring. I then let out a sigh, feeling relieved at waking up. I really hate that sound, but it is a unnecessary evil if I would want to get to college on time. My apartment is completely silent. I'm the only resident, so if I want to hear some noise, I have to make it myself. Just a few months back, I lived with my parents, but I had to move when I got accepted in college. I don't really mind it actually. It's really comfortable. And I keep in touch with all my old friends thanks to the internet. Without saying a word, I get prepared and go out to class. College is only a subway trip away. I chose to study visual arts, and here we are playing a visual game. My parents are worried I'll never find a job, but at least I like to try it, just because I like it. However, I should say that soon after my classes started, I got slightly disappointed. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I thought we were going to draw all day and learn about anatomy, different styles of shading, and other fun things. But it turned out there are plenty of theological classes like expressing our feelings, communication, history of the arts, and others. I don't regret it, but it's like a stain on your dream. Anyway, I try not to think about it too much. Since the beginning, I knew it was going to be difficult. So a little more effort doesn't make much of a difference. Classes feel short today. I hear the teachers talk, and take notes like every other time, but I can't stop thinking about that dream. I think about it while looking at my necklace, shaped like a half heart. I know somebody gave it to me long ago, but I can't remember who. I guess that's why I look at it, because both are lost from my memory. If I make a big effort, it seems I can remember a little bit of it, but it's like looking at a blurry picture. No matter how much I look at it, or from which angle, in the end, I can't make any sense out of it. It feels sour, but there's no other choice than to give up on it. By the time I had made out my mind, I already arrived home. Without paying attention, I opened the door and put down my bag at the entrance. I never expected any visitors, so there's no need to be tidy. Then I turn on the computer and start watching an animated series. It may sound silly, I guess, but I like shows for kids quite a bit. Before I realize it, it's already late. Lately, I feel days are much shorter, but I guess it's my own fault for having so many distractions. I should have dinner and call it a day. I'm ready to cook when suddenly I hear the phone ringing. That's weird. I can't imagine who would be at this hour, except for those annoying credit card sellers. Good evening. Hello, Mom. I didn't expect you to call. Yes, I'm fine. Don't worry. Classes are going fine. Not exactly what I expected, but I like them. Of course not. I'm taking good care of what I eat. Also, I clean every week. So far, I haven't made any friends, but the courses have just started. Yes, Mom. I'll keep that in mind. Good night. Say hi to Dad for me. He looked kind of like annoyed. I sigh after hanging up. I just moved, and it seems they're already missing me. But there was no other choice. This college is just too far away from home. I loudly yawn. Suddenly, I feel really tired. Because of the dream, I couldn't sleep properly. I think it's better for me to go to bed now. I turn off the lights and lay down, pulling blankets up to my chest. I then stare at the ceiling for unknown minutes until my eyes finally close. Darkness guides me towards a deep dream. I leave this world, submerging into another. One that exists only for me and only inside of me. A place filled with internal calmness, where no worry or problem exist unless I want it to do. Or at least that's how it should be. Surrounded by an endless white in front of me, where there is a woman showing me her back, someone I've never seen before. Her hair is long and golden. She is unspeakably beautiful. Even without seeing her face, I could know it, or rather feel it. Just looking at her back makes my heart jump and leaves me breathless. It even seems like the air around her is filled with a mysterious magic. It's not just a smell, but it's the energy that makes everything it touched more beautiful, as if nothing less than perfection was allowed before her. But who could such a person be? Why is she here? Hello? I ask in my confusion. At the same time, I extend my hand towards her, trying to get her attention, but of course, she cannot see me. Gary? Yes, that's my name. I pause and swallow some saliva. I'm very nervous for no reason. What's yours? The woman's slow to answer, as if she had forgotten her own name. Alice. She finally says in a soft voice. Don't you think it's a pretty name? Well, yes. I feel stupid giving such a short answer, but then I remember there are far more important things to think about. I stare deeply at her, still enchanted by her beauty. Alice. Yes? She answers, still showing me her back. Why are you here? My heart stops for an instant after I say those words. I don't know the reason, if it was fear or anxiety, but without a doubt, I was expecting something big. Are you part of my dream? I say after noticing she was taking too long to answer. She's doing it on purpose. I guess I am, or maybe you're part of mine. Her question left me incredibly. What did she mean by that? I'm sorry, I don't get it, I say while taking a step towards her. She shakes her head in denial. It doesn't matter. We are all in the same dream. This dream is yours, but also mine. I can't say I fully understood what she meant. But even if we're in the same dream, someone must be the creator of this place, right? And if that's the case, you could say this dream would belong to that person. You forgot it so easily, Gary. You left me waiting all day, and the next, and the following one, until I had to come for you. Aren't you ashamed? My heart trembles after hearing those words. Suddenly, I feel chills run over my spine. What is she talking about? I'm sorry, I think you're mistaking me for someone else. I say shyly with a weak voice. I feel terribly guilty, but I have never seen her before in my life. She must be confusing me with someone else. That is, considering this isn't all just a weird dream. No, it is you who is confused. I know perfectly who you are. Actually, I know more about you than you do. After saying that, she suddenly shows me her hand, holding a necklace with the shape of half a heart. It's just like mine. The woman sounds slightly angry. Meanwhile, I couldn't be any more confused. My back feels cold and my hands are shaking and my throat is dry. What are you saying? I finally muster up the courage. to grab her by the shoulder. No, it wasn't bravery. I was dead curious. I wanted to know what she meant. Alice turns around, but before I could see her face, she transforms into black smoke. The smoke slips between my fingers, dissipating until it disappears. For an instant, I could feel her warmth and softness, the same feeling that is of caressing a human hand, caressing a human hand, the hand of a woman. That sensation burns into my fingers, leaving me astonished. My mind is blank. I forget how to even breathe from the surprise. What did I forget? I should be more interested in knowing who Alice is, but what really fills my mind is that question. It makes no sense. I silently groan for no reason. I felt like my head just got stabbed. It's like if someone was hitting me in my skull from the inside, hanging my mind upside down until it drops all of my deepest memories. What did I forget? What could be so important? It is all that moment that I suddenly open my eyes. I take deep breaths, filling my lungs with air. I then set my head to my forehead, feeling it covered in sweat. I quickly search for my necklace, finding it right where I left it. Then I look at the clock, and it is 2:20 in the morning. There's plenty of time before the sun comes out. I exhale, letting my anxiety go with my breath. This time, I won't be able to sleep again. I'm sure of that. Well, maybe it's a good opportunity to have dinner, I say to myself jokingly. I'm not really hungry, but eating something could distract me from that dream. I had just put my feet on the floor when suddenly I hear someone ringing the doorbell. What the heck? I can't imagine who it would be at this hour. I barely get visitors in regular hours. I feel a chill run over my spine. I wait a moment, hoping the visitor would get bored and leave, but after a while, it seems that wasn't going to happen. Finally, I sigh expertly and resign myself to go and see who it is. As I walk towards the door, I can't stop thinking that this was too weird. I'm afraid I would be lying to say otherwise, but unless I go and check, I'll never know what's going on. I swallow my saliva, feeling it bitter when I'm in the front of the door. My heart beats so fast that I can feel it in my throat. Then I take a deep breath and prepare to look through the peephole of the door. It is in that moment that I see a small envelope slide from underneath the door. I almost jump from shock when it happens, my eyes and mouth open wide, showing my incredulity. I quickly open the door, finding nothing but an empty air and the surroundings. There are no footprints or any other evidence of someone being there other than the envelope. If it wasn't for it, I would have still think I was dreaming. Only this dream, instead of being mysterious and calm, it felt more like a horror story. Without second thought, I close the door, making sure it's locked. I don't want any unwanted visitors tonight, or ever. I then fix my sights on the envelope. It's made of ordinary paper and has no sender information. The only thing it has on it is that it says it's for me. I blink before carefully opening it. Inside, there is a single sheet of paper with a drawing made with crayons. It's not very good and seems to be made by a small child. Human figures made with sticks and circles that pretend to be a boy and a girl holding hands, right next to a heart. There's something written besides them, Gary and me. It's her, I murmur, my lips moving by themselves. My heart stops for an instant. I shake my head, many times, unable to believe it. I can't believe what's in front of my own eyes. I was just getting over the surprise when something else happens. I exclaimed confused, looking towards the kitchen. I just heard glass breaking. I live alone, I have no pets, and there is no wind. How is this possible? Did the glass just burst all by itself? Because that's what it looks like. I leave that envelope and quickly go to the kitchen to see what's happening. Once there, my face becomes pale and my body solid like stone, while my eyes locked in disbelief when the glass shattered on the floor. I almost faint at that moment. I don't know what to think of. I don't feel safe anymore. I hold my breath for a couple of seconds until I notice the sheet of paper on the floor. I slowly get closer and pick it up, carefully not to step on the shards. It's almost another child's drawing, a cheerful one, but at the same time weird. I can't explain it, but seeing that drawing makes me anxious. I shake my head. Rather, I think it's not the drawing itself, but how I found it makes it weird. There is something written on it. Why did it break? I didn't want it to. Even if things fall, they shouldn't break without my permission. Don't you think that's weird? I blink, confused. My mind is blank. What can I say at something like this? I'm reading an incomprehensible message that shouldn't even exist. However, I don't have much time to think about it. Suddenly, there's another noise at my attention. This is the sound of the shower in the bathroom. I feel a chill run over my spine, slowly crawling its way. Instantly, my body is covered in ice. I can't move a single finger. I'm frigid. The very idea that someone or something is inside my home when I'm supposed to be alone makes me shake in fear. The sound continues for a long seconds, then minutes, without changing. I simply ignore it, as if doing that was enough to make it go away. But no matter how long I waited, that never happened. In the end, I can only steel myself and go check it out. I take deep breaths, filling my lungs with air, then slowly walking towards the bathroom, staring at the door before carefully opening it. Warm steam escapes from the room. My heart beats like a drum at every second. I beg there's nothing at the other side, and then what I find is just that, nothing. The shower suddenly opens itself, pouring hot water without reason. It shouldn't be the first explanational thing tonight. I close my eyes and sigh, full of relief. However, this isn't over yet. I still need to find out what's going on. This is too much just to leave it at my imagination. I close the water, seeing the shower stop. I stand there for a few more seconds, trying to understand what's happening. But of course, I can't come in with an answer. Then I rub my face and gesture full of frustration. I'm losing my head, I say quietly, talking to myself. I then exhale, letting my anxiety go with the breath. I think about going out or calling someone for company, but I have no one to ask for help. And strangely, the idea of going out this night sounds even more terrifying. When I opened the door, I saw the hallway empty. It gave me the sensation that something scary was hiding in the shadows. I can't explain it, but I locked the door and want it to stay like that. But it seems my home isn't safe either. I turn around, thinking I'm going back to bed. Then, the only thing I can do is wait for the sun to come out. If the next night I have another experience like this, I'll move out without second thought. Then suddenly, I open my eyes wide. I didn't realize before, but there was a drawing in the mirror, as if someone had used a finger to clean that thin layer of steam on it. It's a ship sinking. There's also something written. There are hundreds of paths, and all of them guide to the same end. I read over and over without understanding what it means. Is it a message for me? My lips can't say a single word. The silence now feels oppressive. My heart shrinks as I think in how alone I am. As if I had been cut away from the world. Forsaken, however. Things continue to happen. Things that shouldn't. I can't understand anything. I don't know what I can do, but my only hope is that the sun will turn all of this into nothing more than just a bad dream. With that in mind, I walk to my room. But when I get there, I find there's another surprise waiting for me. What is this? I murmur, confused, while looking right at the sheep plush. It's in perfect condition, as if it was new, or maybe it is. There's no way to know. Next to the plush, there's a sheet of paper. I quietly get closer and pick it up. It has a drawing of a wolf made in crayons. It looks angry. There's something written too. I don't like wolves, but I'm surrounded by them. The only way to avoid them is by hiding. Again, it's a complimentary message, just like the fact the plush appeared from nowhere. After a few seconds, I grabbed the plushie with curiosity. It's very soft. It could easily be used as a pillow. Outside of that, there's nothing else worth saying. It doesn't appear to have anything weird. I don't know what I should do. Everything is so strange. It all began after that dream. I blinked confused, trying to come with an answer. That's right, I forgot. It must be the work of that woman, Alice. Her words came back to my mind. She said I had forgotten something. I don't think there's a memory that could make sense of all of this, but even knowing that it could be a lie to say I don't have any uncontrollable curiosity. Gary? I was lost in my mind when suddenly I hear someone whisper my name behind me. I jump surprised. My heart stops and my blood turns to ice. I instantly turn around as by reflex, finding something that simply shouldn't be there. In front of my eyes is a huge mirror that had appeared. It's even bigger than me, reflecting my body. I stare at my own reflection, hypnotized by that image. As if it was the first time I had seen a mirror, I looked at my reflection, copying my movements without mistake. I move my hands, my head, my legs, and my reflection does the exact same. However, there's something special about that mirror. The person in the mirror is the right one, but the place where it is not the same. The person in the mirror is the right one, but the place where it is not the same. My room does not reflect in the mirror. Instead, the background belongs to another house made of wood with the looks of being abandoned for many years. I simply can't talk. Not a single word comes to my mind that could begin to describe the feeling of wonder, surprise, insecurity that invades me at this moment. It's so incredible, so impossible, something out of a dream. But that's why it is something I can't control or even understand. Is it even safe to be in the same room as that mirror? I don't know. However, I can't stop staring at it. Ooh, let's I should get out of here. I look down and shake my head as I rub my forehead with one hand, thinking about it for a moment before reaching to a conclusion. This is wrong. I should ask for help. Yes, that's the best option. So far, nothing bad has happened, but I have no guarantee that it will stay like this. Wasting no time I get out of my apartment, begging the weird apparitions won't follow me. The first thing that comes to my mind is knocking next door. Hello? I say, full of embarrassment as I knock on the door. I have no idea what excuse to use when the neighbors come out, but it seems it won't be necessary. No matter how many times I knock, there's no answer. I curse my luck thinking he went out at the worst possible time, but it wasn't just him. I knock at the other doors, getting no answer at all. It doesn't look like they're ignoring me. Rather, it seems no one's inside to ignore me. Thinking about that produces a cold sensation behind my head. My heart hardens in anxiety. When I think about asking for help, I get out my phone and sigh in relief after seeing it's still working. Thank God, I exclaim hopefully. Now I just have to press the button and wait for someone to pick up. I call one of my classmates. I can't call him a friend, but any company is good at this moment. I hear the phone ring for long seconds, begging. He will respond in the next, but it never happened. I curse under my breath at that moment, confused and frustrated. I try with many other numbers, even tried calling the police and the fire department, but none of them even respond. Did the whole world disappear without a trace in a single night? Then I look back at the door of my apartment, still open. It seems silently invite me to go back in. I feel a cold breeze coming out from it. My heart beats relentlessly. No, not even joking. I say to the air before moving away, I don't care about the darkness. I just want to get away from here. I then start walking around the somber and lonely streets. Thankfully, the streetlights are still working. However, their light is weaker than usual. There are plenty of shadows and darkness in my path. It's honestly terrifying, but even then, I don't get a step back. I keep walking for an unknown time until I finally sit at a park's bench. I take a deep breath, feeling unbearably tired. I'm so tired, so much. I'm so tired so much. My eyelids feel like lead. Without noticing, I close my eyes and sooner or later fall into a deep sleep. You're still insisting on keeping your promise unfulfilled? That's bad. You disappoint me. You have changed much, Gary. But that's alright. You can think about it in the darkness for as much as you like. As much as you want. Oh, did I get a bad ending? Oh shit, I did. Alright. Alright then. So, this is gonna be my first part, and I'll play more tomorrow. So, bad ending right there.